it's Jason from Pro Guitar Studio. Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a really fun exercise that's going to help you work on some arpeggiated chords. This is actually an exercise I wrote a few years back, and I did do a video on this, but it's so long ago now I thought it'd be great to bring this back because I've always loved this piece. It's a lot of fun to play through, and it shows you a way to actually use some open strings with your chords. So how to make your chords more interesting and utilize those open strings to change, number one, the name of the chord, but also the sound, right? So let's just dive right in here and we'll talk about the piece I just played. So the first chord that I use is one of my favorite minor chords, the E minor add 9 chord. And I think I learned this in a Pink Floyd song years and years back. This was a great sort of introduction to that E minor add 9 sound. So to play this, instead of playing just a regular E minor, we're going to play the open 6th string, 2nd fret on the 5th, and then 4th fret on the 4th string, the D string. So that is the 9th right there. And then we're playing string 1, 2, and 3 open. Now I'm using my pinky finger. You can use your ring. It depends on how your hand feels. I just like to have that nice more compressed feeling as opposed to this big stretch here. So this feels more comfortable for me, and I can arch a little easier and maneuver to the next chord better too. So for the E minor add 9 chord, I'm going to play that, but I'm going to arpeggiate it to really get the most out of it. So I'm going to play string number 6, 5, 4, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Picking pattern wise, not the most efficient, but I'm just going to go 4 down and 4 up. And we can say it is pretty efficient, but if you have a different pattern that works better for you to play this in time, go for it. I'm not too much of a stickler in terms of arpeggio patterns, in terms of what you do for your picking. There are more economical ways to play through this, but for me, going down, 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 up, 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 just keeps it in time for me. Now, you might think of doing a sweep picking for this. So in that case there, you'd pick down on the 1st string. So if it was more of an economy style, you would do up, down, 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 up, 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 which is great. And if that works for you, go for it. But when I'm playing it here, I just stay in time much better, and I can do this for a longer period of time if I do 4 down, 4 up. So that's why that works for me, okay? Now, the next chord I'm going to go to is a C add 9, but I'm going to play it in a different way than you might have learned this before. So I'm going to play the 3rd fret string number 5, 2nd fret string 4, open string 3, 3rd fret string number 2, open string 1. So I'm doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So from this to this. Next chord is an A minor add 9. Really nice chord as well. I like this almost as much as the E minor add 9. So we're going to play the open A, 7th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the G, then open B and open E. So we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this really nice chord coming up here. This is an E minor 9. Okay, so we're gonna play open string 6, open E, 5th fret string number 4, 7th fret string 3, 7th fret string number 2, open string 1. So string 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this E minor add 9, C add 9, A minor add 9, E minor 9. Okay, now the reason why this is an E minor 9 versus an E minor add 9, it's a subtle difference in the chord. So an E minor add 9 is an E minor chord with the added 9th note. So E minor being E, G, and B with the 9th note, in this case, which is an F sharp. But if we want to play an E minor 9, it means we're going to do the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th. So in this case here, we're thinking of E, G, B, D. So we're adding the D note in, which is the minor 7th, and then go into the F sharp. Okay, so it doesn't matter necessarily which order those notes are in. It's just that we're going to the minor 7 and then also the 9th, whereas E minor add 9 just uses the root 3rd and 5th and then the 9th. Okay, so very similar sound, but this one has a little, I'd say a softer sound. This one here is a little more sharp. And like I said, the Pink Floyd thing, beautiful chord. So we're going to play through that again. Now the second time, the only difference is at the end I play string 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I do this. let that ring out. So that whole thing, I play it twice in a row. Again, right? Different ending. Repeat. Make a mistake like me. All right, now time for the part B, or the second part of this, okay? So we're gonna play an A minor add 9 again. And then this really cool chord here. So I'm gonna slide my ring finger up one string, so move it up one string, and slide over to fret number 9 as I move, so. All right, so I slide over to fret number 9, and then I play the open 4th string. So I go. So this is really cool that we have an F sharp, a D, a B, and an E. So this here is sort of a version of, I guess we'll say, a D. To me, the D is the root note. So that's like a D with its major third, okay? So D and F sharp makes the major third. Now, I don't have an A here. So instead of an A, I have a B. So in the chord like this, if I play the D chord and I had a B, that's the 6, okay? So in this case here, we have the root in the 3rd, the 6th, and then the E, which is the 9th. So chord-wise, you can call, there's a few ways you can call this. You can call this a D6/9. We can say D add 6/9, whatever way you want to look at it. We don't have the 5th in this construction, but a lot of times it's okay to leave that 5th out. So totally cool there. But this right here, which you might not have ever played before, you can use this in place of a D chord. Might seem sort of weird, but sometimes you can do a C chord 2 frets higher as a D chord as well, right? So it's just in the same vein as that. So basically we have A minor to D, and then the final chord I'm going to do here, move my ring finger down and play the open 6th string. So in this case here, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this here, we have E, B, D. So right here we already have the root, the 5th, and the flat 7th of an E minor. B again, E again. So root 3rd, root 5th, and 7th. So I'm looking at this like an E minor 9 chord, but you can call this a few different things if you wanted to. So it's like a power chord with a minor 7th, I guess. And I play that twice, okay? So this. Repeat it again. And then the final time I go. So I play 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. String number 1, okay? So that second part is just repeated twice, but I cut it off early and end on the E note. And that's the finale. So the biggest moral of the story here is that we're taking, in a way, you could take a bunch of random notes and try to see if they sound good, and then reverse engineer and figure out what kind of chord you're playing. And sometimes those things happen by accident, right? So if you're experimenting and making things up, you might have gone to this shape, had no clue what it was, but it sounded good. So keep that in mind as you're going through. You don't need to know what the chords are necessarily right away when you're making something up. Just try to play with it. If it sounds good, you can always reverse engineer it later or ask someone who knows better than you, what kind of chord is this? Like, how do I name this chord? And that's sort of the way I like to explore different chord shapes and different sounds with the open strings. So you can try to explore and make different notes together with open strings to see if it works. And if it works, then figure out what kind of chord are you playing. So hopefully this gives you some ideas to play with. I think this is a really fun piece to play. Really works out well, really works on your arpeggio as well, I should say. Plus, it gives you some new chord shapes to work with. So next time you see a D chord, you might think of, can that work, right? And if it sounds good, then use it. If it doesn't sound good, just, yeah, it's not the good option for that particular piece. But if you like videos like this, subscribe for more videos like this each week. Love to see you around here. So let me know if you have any questions below, and I'll see you soon.